My name's Mary Dellenbaugh-Losse. Welcome back to my monthly 10-minute talk series in which I explore complex urban development topics in 10 minutes or less. This month I want to talk about memorials, and in particular contested memorials. The basis for what I'm going to talk about today is something that I've really explored in depth. In fact, I did my dissertation about contested memorials in Berlin, and if you want to read more about that, you can check out my book, Inventing Berlin. I also have a number of academic and blog articles on the topic, so if you want to know more about the topics I talk about today, just check out my website. Okay, so today I'd like to unpack the function of memorials in social, political, and spatial negotiations of identity, history, and power. Memorials fulfill a number of different functions in our society. They can praise the achievements of a person, or they can remind us of a particular event. And actually, the German language is really interesting in that it differentiates between three different kinds of memorials. So the first word that the German language uses is Denkmal. Now, Denkmal is sort of a general umbrella term for memorials. It has a neutral implicit meaning, and it just means an object which memorializes a person or event. The second term that's used in the German language is Ehrenmal. So this is a memorial which is to honor important people or fallen soldiers. So this has an implicit indication that these are values which are positive and or politically sponsored. So definitely something that we want to remember. The third term that the German language has to talk about memorials is Mahnmal. A Mahnmal is a memorial which reminds us of an event in hopes that it will not be repeated. So there's an implicit indication that these are values which run contrary to the social norm. And one of the best examples from Berlin is the memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe. Memorials such as statues and street names are almost always the second type, so Ehrenmale, pointing the way to values and people who are uplifted and highlighted in society. As a rule, the larger and more prominent the statue or the named street, the more social acceptance and praise is awarded to that person. For that reason, independent of their historical importance, memorialized persons are intended to either establish a power dynamic, so for example, a statue of a king or a duke, or act as avatars for the characteristics and qualities that the society stands for. And we see this second case very strongly in socialist monuments. Memorials and spaces of memory fulfill also a second function. So they present a space for individual, casual, and everyday remembrance and reflection. And they can also become places of pilgrimage for a variety of groups. This is also the reason why the location of Hitler's bunker is today a parking lot, simply to prevent this type of activity. So I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to spaces of memory and contested memorials. I'm sure I'll do more on this and get more in depth on it. It is, after all, one of the topics that's very close to my heart. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more of it, you can subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on LinkedIn or also on Twitter at MDL_Berlin. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time. Bye!